Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today we're tackling two things that stress out way too many people: debt and credit scores. Let's be real, nobody likes being in debt, and a bad credit score can feel like you're stuck in financial quicksand. But the good news is, with the right strategies and a bit of effort, you can absolutely crush your debt and boost that credit score higher than you ever thought possible. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to break down 5 battle-tested tips that have helped countless people escape the debt trap and build a solid financial foundation. The first step to slaying any financial dragon is knowing exactly what you're up against, and that's where a budget comes in. Think of your budget as a financial GPS. It helps you track where your money is going, identify areas where you might be overspending, and most importantly, it empowers you to make informed decisions about your finances. Now, creating a budget doesn't have to be complicated. There are tons of apps and tools out there, or you can keep it simple with a good old-fashioned spreadsheet. Once you have a clear picture of your finances, you can start making strategic decisions to pay down debt and boost your credit score. Alright, let's talk about tackling that debt head-on with the debt snowball method. This strategy is all about building momentum by starting with your smallest debt and working your way up to the biggest. List out all your debts from smallest to largest, regardless of interest rates. Focus all your extra cash on knocking out that smallest debt first. Once that smallest debt is gone, you take the money you were putting towards it and roll it into the next smallest debt, while still making minimum payments on everything else. Now, if you're more of the analytical type who likes to optimize for maximum savings, the debt avalanche method might be more your speed. This strategy focuses on tackling the debt with the highest interest rate first, which can save you money in the long run. List out all your debts, but this time, organize them from highest interest rate to lowest. Prioritize putting any extra money towards the debt with the highest interest rate while making minimum payments on the rest. Once that high interest debt is gone, you move down the list, targeting the next highest interest rate debt. Let's face it, juggling multiple debts with different interest rates and due dates can feel like you're in a financial circus act. That's where debt consolidation comes in, offering a way to simplify your finances and potentially save money on interest. Debt consolidation means taking out a new loan to pay off multiple existing debts, leaving you with just one monthly payment to manage. Each option has its pros and cons, so it's crucial to do your research and compare interest rates, fees, and terms to find the best fit for your situation. Here's a secret they don't always tell you. Interest rates aren't set in stone. You actually have more power than you might think to negotiate lower interest rates on your debts. Start by researching the average interest rates for the type of debt you have, so you have some leverage going into the conversation. Reach out to your creditors and politely but firmly explain your situation. Highlight your history of on-time payments, and emphasize your desire to continue being a loyal customer. Even a small reduction in your interest rate can add up to big savings over time. Alright, let's talk about one of the most important factors in building a stellar credit score: making on-time payments. Think of your credit score like a report card for your financial responsibility. Your payment history makes up a significant portion of your credit score, so even one late payment can have a negative impact. Set up automatic payments, use calendar reminders, or even go old school with a written checklist, whatever works best for you. By making on-time payments a non-negotiable habit, you'll build a solid credit history that demonstrates to lenders that you're a responsible borrower. Now let's dive into another crucial factor that influences your credit score: credit utilization ratio. This fancy term basically refers to the amount of credit you're using compared to your total available credit. Generally, it's recommended to keep your credit utilization ratio below 30% to maintain a healthy credit score. High credit utilization can signal to lenders that you're relying heavily on credit, which can be perceived as a higher risk. One way to keep your credit utilization in check is to pay down your balances regularly, ideally more than just the minimum payment. You might think that closing old credit cards you don't use anymore is a good idea, but hold on. Keeping those old accounts open can actually benefit your credit score in the long run. The length of your credit history is another factor that influences your credit score. When you close an old credit card account, especially if it's one you've had for a while, you're essentially shortening your credit history. If you have old cards with no fees and a good payment history, consider keeping them open to preserve the length of your credit history. It's crucial to remember that credit reporting agencies aren't infallible. Mistakes can happen, and inaccurate information can end up on your credit report, potentially harming your score. You can obtain a free copy of your credit report from each of the 3 major credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, once a year through annualcreditreport.com. Take the time to carefully review each report, looking for any discrepancies such as accounts you don't recognize, incorrect balances, or late payments that were actually made on time. If you find any errors, don't panic. You have the right to dispute them. Disputing errors might seem like a hassle, but it's crucial to ensure your credit report accurately reflects your financial history. In today's digital age, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your credit score. Regularly monitoring your credit score allows you to stay informed about your credit health, detect potential issues early on, and track your progress over time. There are numerous credit monitoring services available, many of which offer free basic plans. By monitoring it regularly, you can stay ahead of the curve and take proactive steps to maintain a healthy credit profile. That's it for today's video. We've covered a lot of ground, from the power of budgeting to the importance of credit monitoring. Remember, taking control of your debt and boosting your credit score is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time, effort, and consistency to see real results. But trust me, the rewards are well worth it. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more financial advice.